So today we're gonna rate every tower in TDS that I own, because obviously it doesn't make sense that I rate towers that I do not own. And basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna split the ratings into each category, so starters, intermediate, advanced, and so on. We start off with the beginner or starter category. We have Scout, and Scout is, for starters, a shit tower. The tutorial is the only use case scenario in which you are forced to use the tower, and it's not good. Like, it's cheap, but DPS is shit. There's just better options in the starter category. So yeah, this tower is, and I think will forever stay in the horrible category, which is fair. It's the starter beginner tower. So yeah, moving on to Sniper. And I mean, Sniper's basically the baby ranger, so it can't be that bad, but it's not phenomenal. I basically put it in good or average. I'll put it in good, just because it deals 100 damage every few seconds after debuffs. I'm gonna check it real quick. And it's also free. 100 per 3.2 seconds, 31 DPS, already better than Scout. It also has good range, so it's good for leagues, and overall just a noob ranger, so it's not bad, it's good for beginners, obviously. The Paintballer, I mean, it's basically just a meme tower, so it's probably gonna be in horrible or bad. I think I'll put it in bad. It costs 100. It does have hidden detection, but yeah, this is just like, it's really spammable. You can really spam it, but after like the first 10 waves, even in like casual or stuff, it's gonna fall off. It's worse than Scout, like, real talk. And I think I'm gonna put Scout in bad, actually, so this takes the horrible spot. Like, no, this tower at this point they can just delete it. Okay, the Slime Trooper. It's probably very good because of its slowing potential and also its damage output, which is kinda good for a starter tower. I mean, you can look at it real quick. It also costs only 300 to buy. Yeah, here the slowdown is 22% for 5 seconds, and he damages 64 for 1.8, so the DPS is also not that bad. So yeah, it's a pretty solid tower for a beginner tower. It may get nerfed because people have soloed, I believe, Molten on Honey Valley with this thing, so pretty insane actually. But I mean, Honey Valley is like the easiest map, so I mean, it's fair but still good. So yeah, the Demo Man. First splash tower you get, it's alright. I mean, yeah, it's good. I mean, you're gonna get the rocket here pretty quick after you got this tower, but you unlock this from the tutorial, I believe, and it doesn't have hidden detection, which is kinda shit. It only has lead, and you don't need lead detection in the beginner game mode, so basically it's just a splash tower, but for beginners it's average. It does like, what does it, 50 damage in 1 second? No, probably not one, probably in 2 or 1.5. It doesn't cost 200, right? You can get it in the tutorial. Fire rate 1.2, yeah, the DPS is actually solid, but it doesn't have hidden detection, so that holds it back, and the range is also not that great. Yeah. Okay, the soldier. It's probably gonna go in good, because it's like the only DPS choice you have in the starter category. Like, the fire rate is good, 1.15 in a burst, and the burst cooldown I believe is between 0.5 and 1 second. I don't know really, but it's actually not that bad. It got buffed recently. I don't know if it was in, it probably wasn't in the last patch, but maybe it was Shock and Off or after that. I don't really know, but it has been in worse states than it is now. It's a solid DPS choice for starters. You can solo casual with it, so not that bad. And it also has hidden and flying at max level, but I mean it's basically useless for the standard golden soldier, but because you're just not gonna see flyings if you use this tower in casual or whatever, and I hope you only use it in casual and not modes higher than that. So yeah, the flying detection is nice, but not needed. It's a good choice. Okay, so we are done with the starter towers, and now we're gonna rate the intermediate category. And the first is Freezer, which was previously in very good, I'd say, because the freeze time of, I believe, 3 seconds is or was very good. Borderline OP, I'd even say, but that's up to you. Anyways, Freezer got nerfed. Every stalling tower got nerfed. TDS basically killed the stalling matter in exchange for having some hardcore enemies that do not have any stalling immunity, but that's only in hardcore, and maybe Polluted Wastelands. Polluted Wastelands also had some enemies have no stun immune or freeze or whatever immune, but worth noting is that every survival game mode still has countless no stun and no freeze or whatever, no stalling enemies. So yeah, it's not good. After TDS did this, I don't know why they did this. Probably because stalling towers just were OP, but yeah. So my boy Freezer, I love you, but you have to go in average, because your stalling is not as good as it used to be. Alright. Assassin. Okay, so this is basically a budget brawler, but a very good one at that. I don't know, probably phenomenal. I mean, the cost efficiency on the thing is insane. Like, look at this cost efficiency, and it does 170 DPS for 10 grand. That's pretty good for an intermediate tower. It's low-key OP, and that's why it's going in phenomenal. Oh god, the militant, bro. It's probably going in. I mean, I did rate Soldier good, so Militant has to be good as well, but the whole Militant versus Soldier debate, I think it's fair to put him on both levels. Militant does more DPS for more cost and has less range, but has flying since level 0. Golden Soldier does cost less, like it's cheaper across all levels, I believe, and even to place it. It does a little bit less DPS than Militant, but it has bigger range, which is like very good. Range is always good, and it also gets flying detection at max level, but I believe flying detection for both Militant and Soldier are pretty irrelevant, so to base your ratings or your point that Militant is better than Soldier because it has flying is not a very good point in my opinion, because you don't need flying on each of these towers. They both have hidden, and that's enough for the use case scenario of those two towers, so I put them equal. Like, Soldier has more range, Militant has more DPS for a bit more cost. Yeah, I think that's fair. You can argue, but I think it's fair. Shot Gooner. Not average. It's good. Very good cost efficiency. Good damage across all levels. Actually a bit pricey, but the cost efficiency is good because it has a butt ton of DPS for its price. The only thing holding it back from being in those two categories is its range, and in my opinion, having lead detection removed, I liked Shotgunner with lead detection more than with flying, because usually flying enemies are faster than ground enemies, and Shotgunner doesn't have the range for flying enemies in my opinion. It does have the range for lead enemies, because usually lead enemies are on par with normal ground enemies speed or even slower, so I think it was better when it had lead detection, but yeah. Good. Hunter. Good sub DPS. It's pricey, and its cost efficiency is not that good, but it deals damage. I wouldn't call it a DPS tower, it's more like, it's kind of a hybrid between sniper and, like, it's just a fast firing sniper. I mean, we can look at it. Hunter, it costs 1,000, not bad, but it costs 1.6 to place. Cost efficiency on the last level at least is kinda shit. It's alright across level 2 to 0 and also 3, I think it's fine. DPS, decent. Damage, double the damage of sniper. Okay, you do 200 damage every 2 seconds. It's not bad. I think it's good. Not very good because the fire rate is still slow. But yeah, it's good. You can only play 10, so that's also holding it back, but it's fair. It's in a good spot. Okay, Pyromancer. Insane crowd control is all I can say. I mean, Pyromancer I think was never really bad, apart from when it made enemies faster, so, but that's way back, so yeah, Pyromancer is very good for crowd control if you set it on random or farthest targeting. I believe there's not much else to say. Like, it doesn't have infinite burn like its golden variant, but I mean, it's still good. What's its burn time? I can look it up real quick. Also only costing 1.2k. Burn time 10 seconds. Not that good, but its DPS on a single target is 60, which is alright. But look at this crowd in DPS when it targets the maximum amount of enemies, I believe. No, wait. Actually, I don't know what this max DPS is supposed to be, because Pyro can theoretically damage infinite enemies, so its max DPS can even be better than this. So I don't know what this means, but that's not the point. Pyro is really good. Yeah, that's my point. Medic. Straight to phenomenal. Why? Very cheap. Fire rate buff, a passive one of 15%. That's a level 2 commander. Obviously it's shield and the Uber charge with the massive damage boost, and also it's very cheap across all levels. I mean, you can even use it in early game if you have like early to mid game. Like if you place let's say a Juggernaut or whatever in the early mid game, and you place a level 0 medic, I believe, for 400 coins, you have a free 15% DPS buff to the tower you're applying it to. 2 grand to buy. Yeah, 400 to place. Yeah. Fire buff 15%. Damage buff. That's kinda good. OP, I wouldn't call it OP, it was better at some point, but very good. Range is alright. It's enough for its job. Healing, useless. Doesn't matter. Yeah. So you can basically, you can only place 4. That's kind of a downside. You could previously place 5. So the max amount of towers you can use it on is 20. It's still good. It's still good. Very good. So 15 seconds, 35% damage buff. Not bad. That's why it's phenomenal. It's good in late game. It's good in every mode, basically. Yeah, phenomenal. Deserved. Ace pilot. Very good at good. Good. Because of its targeting, it doesn't get very good, but it gets good because it actually has some strategy usage for, like, for example, no special tower, Badlands, solo runs. It's good for that, and overall, it's decent. Yeah, I believe that's all there is to say. Cost efficiency is good. Solid DPS for an intermediate player. Only thing holding it back, targeting. Yes. Farm. I hate farm, by the way. Average. Why? Because in some modes it's horrible, and in some modes it's phenomenal because you have to use it. Like you're being forced to, otherwise you're gonna lose. Hardcore. Polluted Wastelands 2 is where I put it in horrible. Any solo run I'd put it in horrible, apart from speedruns in some modes. So I think it's fair to say that those two come together into average. Also Prime Farm with 8 placement limits was my favorite, although I still didn't like farm back then. I hate focusing on eco. I really do. Yeah. E-Shocker. Previously, pre-Shock and Ave, phenomenal. Good, because of its crowd control potential, and because you can spam it more now. Previously you had 4, now you can place 10. For stalling, average to bad, probably average. Yeah, for crowd control, decent. Yes. And because it's intermediate and doesn't cost much, actually I won't put it in very good, because that's prime E-Shocker right there, so it's good. Also, TDS stop killing stall meta, bring it back. Nuke Tesla, bring back prime electroshocker, thank you. Alright, moving on. Rocketeer, phenomenal, or very good, probably very good. Prime Rocketeer is right about there. Current Rocketeer is very good. Yeah, Rocketeer is basically a better Demo Man. Now basically you can compare those two, but it's a very good splashing tower. It has hidden detection unlike Mortar, so that's a good factor. It doesn't have flying, which Mortar does have, so I think it's fair that none of those have both, otherwise the other tower would become irrelevant. Yeah, decent damage, very good crowd control with its quad targeting on max level. Like, it's really cheeses crowds, even like in fall mode, Fallen Giants in crowds, buffed by Chester. Rocketeer solos those, for real. 8 level max Rocketeers, you can't leak against crowds, very good. Also cheap to get and cheap to upgrade. Yeah, very good. What's holding it back? Its prime version was just better. That's about it. Trapper. Prime Trapper was probably here. Trapper now is probably here. It has strategy usage. I believe some hardcore suicide runs for XP for Juggernaut. I really don't remember, but yes. It got buffed recently. Previously I'd have to put it in average or good. Now it's very good again. The spike traps are decent, but the explosive traps are just better. And also I think what people forget is the bear trap, which actually where can you see it? Bear trap, stun time 3 seconds. That's pretty good, and the damage is 300. The landmine is good for crowd control and also cheesing any enemy. Spike is also good for breakers actually, because they don't break if a breaker steps on them, because they have health. Like the explosive traps, they're also good for breakers because they have splash, but they break after a breaker steps on them. Yeah, my point is Trapper is very good. Military base. Before hardcore rework, after hardcore rework. Yeah, the usage in hardcore made it really good, phenomenal. I meant to say. It's very good because it's the first unit tower you get, and I mean, unit towers are generally not bad because they protect you against leaks in most scenarios. And I mean, having a tank or a railgun tank as protection against leaks is not bad. It shoots, it makes big kaboom, and it has health, so not bad. Crook boss, phenomenal. I really liked pre-Shock and Ave Crook boss because of its early game usage. I actually prefer it over the current version, but I can't deny that the current version is better overall because it's just a DPS machine right now. I mean, we can look at it. 300 DPS, not bad for a level 30 tower that you get for free after reaching level 30. And with every tower that you have here, you're probably gonna reach level 30 very quick. So yeah, this is basically your main DPS after level 30 until later levels, obviously, and it's very good at that. And its golden variant is even better, but yeah, we're not talking about golden variants right now. So phenomenal. It has goons, and its solo single DPS is good as well. It also has flying, which actually I believe you can use the thing. You probably will use this thing in Fallen. I don't know the level requirement for Fallen, but it's probably somewhere around level 30, so its flying detection is actually very usable. Sadly, the goons got its hidden detection removed, which was kind of a huge step back, but it went from here to here. Actually, I don't know were the goons only able to see flying on the golden variant? Yeah, doesn't matter. It's still phenomenal. Yeah, and those were the intermediate towers. Alright, moving on to the advanced section. We have Commander, which is going straight to phenomenal. Yes, phenomenal. I mean, what else is there to say? You get a fire rate buff, which is honestly one of the best buffs you can get, and along with that you also get a ability to double the passive fire rate buff of at max 20%, so when you double it you get 40, and having your DPS increase by 40% is not bad. In fact, it's phenomenal. That's why it's phenomenal, by the way. Yeah, the Warden got buffed recently. Went from, I mean, you gotta beat Pizza Party and it costs 4 grand, so but it wasn't really good before its buff, so it probably would have been average. Now it's probably good. Warden has good cost efficiency, Warden does solid damage, and Warden has hit detection very early on, and also lead detection, I believe after level 2. What holds it back is its range. It's really shit, even for a melee tower. Also its cost to buy, it costs 1 grand to place, so it's not really usable in the early game. You have to wait a few waves to place it, so yeah, not usable by wave 1, but that's not as big as a setback. The main setback is its lack of range, and also I believe you could say crowd control. Like, its range is shit and it only has single target DPS, so unless you have a constant flow of enemies passing by, this tower will eventually not deal any damage, but the passive ability when it gets stunned to have a 100% damage boost is pretty OP, and Warden has a placement limit of 15, I believe, so you can kinda spam it, and the footprint is one of the smallest, if not the smallest, so yeah, it deserves good, not very good, because I'd put Brawler before it, actually, but it has use cases. No, actually, you can debate this. It can be very good or good. I'm gonna put it in very good for the sake of this video, but it's fair to put it good. Cowboy. It was always around in this. Now it's more to... it's probably still good, because it's the only tower in the game that deals damage while also being an eco tower. And you can get it by beating Badlands and buying it for 4 grand. So not that hard to get, actually, with the various no special tower strategies out there. It got nerfed recently, but well, I guess you can call it a nerf, or you can also just say rebalance, because it got its damage and eco nerfed a bit in exchange for more placement limit. What's worth noting though is that the hidden detection moved from level 2 to level 3, which is a factor in many game modes. So, but it's still not average. It's not average. What I'd call average would be something like, I don't know. Well, it's just not average. It's good. It's an eco tower that deals damage, and in solo runs, it's still good. That's all I can say. Cost efficiency is not that good. DPS is horrible, but it makes money while dealing damage. That's my only point. DJ. This tower might be the best tower in the game. Period. I mean support tower. And overall, I don't know. But anyways, it gives you a discount, damage buff, and range buff, which you can all choose from, with a cooldown of course, and at max level it gains the Trinity buffs, which means it has all 3, 2 of them passive, like kinda nerfed but still relevant. I mean, if you have max level discount 15%, you still get, like, I believe probably about 15 or 12% range bonus. I can look at that. Active range buff 25% at max level, inactive 10%. That's basically a free skill tree optics. Active discount buff 15, inactive discount buff 5. I mean, it got nerfed. It was 7.5 previously, which was better. It's kinda noticeable, but not that much anymore. Still good though. Active damage buff 12.5. No, that's wrong. I mean, I don't know what they did here, but that's wrong, because it has a 20% damage buff at level 5 when it's active. Inactive, that's true, it had 10 previously, which was also more noticeable, but 7.5, still alright. And I mean, it's Trinity, you get all 3 of them, and one is the good one and 2 are the inactive passive ones, and you can choose which one you want according to the scenario in which you are in. So this tower basically cannot be bad. It's phenomenal. And you also gain 3 abilities, all for one buff, and the discount ability is very good, the range ability is very good, the damage ability is decent. Tesla. I don't know if I'd put it on par with Electro, because it's pricey. You can only place 2, it takes away a butt ton of space, and its stun is not that crazy anymore. It's probably going in average, good. The Smite is good, but its crowd control isn't really worth it, because you can place like 1 max Tesla are 4 electroshockers roughly, and 4 electroshockers are better than 1 Tesla. The only thing that is good about this is that it has flying, but the trade-off is that it doesn't have hidden, which Electro does have, so good. Good because good because not having hidden detection doesn't matter that much, because it has a chain range, and the chain basically also damage hidden, but that's about it. That's why it's in good and not average. Saboteur or Saboteur, super underrated, but you have to beat Bullet Wastelands 2 for it. Not that hard, but still, and 4 grand I believe. Very good or phenomenal. I don't want it to be nerfed, so it's going in very good. It's not OP, don't get me wrong. You can put it in phenomenal, but it's not OP. I put it in very good. This thing has insane cost efficiency. You can look at that. Oh, actually it's 7.5 grand after beating Polluted. Cost efficiency, yes, this is good. And the DPS is not bad either. And the ability, its ability lets you throw a grenade on an enemy, which then is attacked for, I believe, 10 seconds with a 15% damage buff. Like, it's forced aggro modifier on the enemy. Everyone has to attack that enemy now with a 15% damage buff. Like, for example, in Polluted Wastelands 2, this is pretty much not OP, but very good, because you can, in wave 15, when the amalgamation comes out, and you have a level 3 Saboteur, which you easily can have by that time, which I always have by that time, you can throw that grenade on it and it gets attacked by everyone. So the amalgamation, as everyone knows, spawns little minions that keep your towers from attacking the amalgamation directly, and while also having a fucking health regeneration. Like, even if your towers attack the amalgamation, when it spawns the minions, they attack the minions again, and in that time the amalgamation heals some of its HP back. So having this grenade basically puts the amalgamation at a massive disadvantage, because you can just pump out, probably if you have a decent setup, like easily 3 to 7k damage on this boss in 10 seconds if you have enough DPS by that time, and that basically gives you a free triumph over wave 15. And also you can place 8 of them, and they are very cheap to max out. I mean, like, what does it cost to max one out? 22,000 for 200 DPS? Very good. and it also attacks multiple targeting in later levels. Very good. Minigunner. The no-brainer DPS. Good strategy usage. What's keeping it from here? It's basically only usable in solo and maybe duo, and it only has hidden. So it can be your main DPS in solo, but that's about it. Moving on. Ranger goes into very good. Prime Ranger is here. Actually, I don't know. This Ranger version is not bad either. It has 2 more placement limits, which I don't like because it takes up more cliff space. So yeah, probably Prime Ranger is gonna be here. The splash range was increased at max level, I believe, or buffed overall. So its DPS didn't change much because it got its main damage nerfed from 1k to 850. So yeah, it's very good. It's your standard cliff tower mega damage dealing thing per shot. I don't know why I said it this way, but yeah, it basically catches leaks, chews, even bosses. It's pretty consistent. I gotta give Ranger credit for that. Consistency is key, and Ranger has consistency. It deals with every flying enemy because it also has lead. So in hardcore for lead balloons, you use Ranger. And in Fallen or Frost, when in Frost, for example, when the 18k flying boss comes out and you have like level 10 level 3 rangers, you're gonna easily kill that boss. So yeah, standard classic cliff tower, very good. Nothing wrong with this tower. Oh hell nah, Pursuit, bro. I remember when everyone used to glaze this shit, and then randomly it fell off because people noticed that it wasn't as good as they thought it was. Even Prime Pursuit, I always thought it was like probably around this. Not this, never. Just because horrible cost efficiency. But yeah, that was Prime Pursuit. Current Pursuit. Probably I don't know, bro. I don't know what the devs did to it. Like post Shock and Ave, it was actually viable, but they just reverted the buffs. It was a DPS machine with shit range that you had to utilize every few seconds. You had to relocate it, which is kinda annoying. I believe it was very good in that state, not phenomenal. Now it's just I don't know, good. You can't even use this as your main DPS because its only detection is flying on top path. Bottom path is there's just better splash options. Sorry, but there is just better splash options. And its top path, its main DPS path, you can't use it as main DPS. It doesn't have hidden, it doesn't have lead. Like the TDS devs, I don't know what they thought, or the balance team, when they removed lead from this, but it basically made the tower from this to now I'm gonna put it in average. It only has flying detection. Its CPS isn't good, not that good for its price. Cost efficiency horrible, and for a level 100 tower I definitely expect more. Gatling gun, pretty much same problem. Level 175 tower, you'd believe it would be somewhere up here, but I'm gonna put it in not even bad. It costs 35k after you got to level 175k. At that point you can just save up for a golden tower and be way better, or have your money way better used. Like, bro, this tower, I think it has the worst cost efficiency out there. Yeah, 35,000. Level 175. It's a cliff tower or a ground tower, which is unique. I'll give it that. Still bad though. 35k coins. Not it. And now it costs 200,000 to max out one single tower. And you think it have like 1.5k DPS. Well, it has 670 if you do not use it constantly. If you're in the FPS mode constantly, your DPS is gonna be better because it's pierced. It's pierced, and because you can just target whatever you want. But you are not gonna be in FPS mode constantly because you have to manage your whole other towers. So that bet pretty much becomes irrelevant. And after the nerf to hacker, the OP Gatling hacker combo is also no more. So I believe there's no use case scenario for this tower apart from catching leaks or killing enemies like fallen jesters or whatever, buffing enemies. That's it. That's what it's usable for. But bro, 67 damage in 0.0.9. One accelerated does 60 damage in 0.1 for I don't know, roughly 100k. Bro, look at this, 318. That's not good. And yeah, I don't know, man. The devs never liked Gatling Gunner and they never will like it, I think. So unfortunately, Gatling Gun, your spot is here. Cool concept, but shit in reality. Turret was phenomenal for 2 weeks. It's now very good. Solid level 50 DPS tower. Does heavy damage. You can only place 3 of them, but it's basically 3 Gatling guns. The only thing they don't have is flying detection, but that's fine, you can just use Ranger. DPS good, price shit, cost efficiency not that good, but it's a end game DPS tower, so what do you expect? Very good. Mortal. Prime Mortar, current Mortar. I like the recent rebalance to give him more damage in exchange for less placement, and now it even has 4 placement limits again. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's on par with Rocketeer. Both have different use case scenarios. One is for hidden, one is for flying. This one's for flying. Well, I don't know if it's for flying. Like killing fallen angels with 4 level 5 mortars, not possible. So it's good for like the flying minions, and overall it has the best crowd control. That's it. That's what defines this tower. It doesn't have hidden detection. If it had, it would be here. But I mean, it's not that tragic because the crowd control just deals with hidden enemies as well. It's just if hidden enemies leak, this guy is not able to catch it. So yeah, very good. Mercenary base. Previously phenomenal, now very good. What holds this tower back is it's situational, because it's not designed to be used on every map. But what makes this tower good is its damage buff to other towers around it, and obviously its minions. You can spawn riot guards with 2k HP, you can spawn riflemen with solid DPS, and you can spawn grenadiers for crowd control. Although this is the god of crowd control, but still, it has insane stacking potential. It was better at some point, but still very good. Also level 150, but free after that. Not like this shitty ass thing over here. Alright, we are done with the advanced section. Now we're coming on to the hardcore section. And the first one is Brawler. It's cheap to buy, 1250 gems. Very good melee tower. That's where I put it in. Very good. Even insane cost efficiency. Transitions well into mid game. Reposition is good. Yeah, it's good for speed running. And good melee tower. Solid overall. Necromancer. It's situational because it can not be used on every map, and it's not really consistent. Like, you can not use it as your main DPS anymore. Prime Necro was probably possible to use as main DPS, but the problem is that it relies on its graves, and that's a problem because, well, its main attack doesn't define its DPS. The DPS is defined through its summons, but if you're able to summon constantly, this tower is very, very good. It has good range, it has all detections at max level, and I mean, it's pretty pricey and its cost efficiency is not that good. Actually, if you count in the summons, it's not that bad, but its price is still heavy. Yeah, very good. Good summoning unit. Not really consistent, but if you have constant grave summons, very good. Accelerator. I do not know what the balance team's plan with this tower is, but I certainly do not like what they're doing with it currently. Pre-shock and Nave, it was very good. I mean, it was just a super good burst tower, 1k DPS burst. It didn't have stun detection, but stun immunity, but that wasn't really necessary because its charge up wasn't that bad. After that, they reworked it into a stun immune boss killer locked on DPS machine, which was also a version I liked. If you look at it objective, it probably was better than the pre-shock and Ave, because yeah, it did do more damage. It probably wasn't as consistent, like it always has been consistent, but it probably wasn't as consistent as the pre-shock and Ave, because catching leaks was not really possible. If they lock onto a boss, for example, with 100k HP, well, it stays on there until it's dead. Still, it was a very good tower, but now they removed the stun immunity, and because the charge up in the earlier levels is still horrible, they buffed the later levels charge up to 2.5 and 2 seconds, I believe, respective to level 4 and level 5. That's okay, but level 3 and lower still have 5 seconds charge up, and if you get stunned, well, good luck. You're gonna get stunned every 10 seconds, and it takes 5 seconds to charge up. You're 3 seconds stunned, so you get a whole ass 2 seconds attack time, and that just kills this tower in its early levels, which it's still good. It chews enemies in its later levels. In late game, good tower. You cannot say anything wrong about it, but early levels just, well, they have effectively been killed, and that's why it's not in very good or phenomenal. It's in good. Engineer. Straight to phenomenal. I always like to see those two in phenomenal. Sadly, accelerator isn't good. Engineer, jack of all trades, and it does a really good job at that. Solid early game, not the best but solid. Solid mid game, not the best but solid. Solid late game, one of the best probably. The sentries are just very good at max level. With they even get crowd control because of the missiles. Yeah, DPS is good. Cost efficiency is not bad. Overall price is not bad. Yeah, nothing much more to say here. Hacker. I don't know if it's very good anymore. It was phenomenal in its prime state. I really liked Prime Hacker. It was such a good tower and it was so worth 5k gems, and I really liked it being the best tower in the game. It deserved this. Like, I mean, its name is Hacker, so it should be able to hack, right? After its little nerfs, it became very good, but then they made it that you can only clone a tower respective to their placement limit. So that means that the Gatling combo was killed. You can only clone one Gatling. I believe that this change was made because they added Juggernaut after this, and having 4 additional Juggernauts in a solo run would have been obviously OP. So I don't know if that was a good way to balance this out, but and also they removed damage on, like, it doesn't deal damage anymore on level after before level 3, so I didn't like that change as well. And what I also don't like is Top Path Hacker. It's not really, I can't think of any scenario apart from maybe a quad run cloning Juggernaut. That's like the only thing I can think of where you can use the top path, but the lower path was always better because of its eco and slowness, and yeah, the holograms were cheaper and had a longer lifespan. The only thing the top path was previously good as was unit conversion, but that also got nerfed kinda into the ground, so man, I don't want to put it below those two, so it's gonna stay in very good, but far from its prime, baby. Yes, and that were the hardcore towers. Alright, moving on to the golden variants. First we have the mini gunner, which was buffed recently. It's more pricey but deals more DPS, and for solo runs very good. Not phenomenal because in Fall No Frost for you as your only DPS you cannot use it because it only has hidden detection, but still very good. You have like 13,000 DPS if you place 40, 30 minigunners. I forgot how much you have to place for 30,000 DPS, but yeah, it's a DPS machine that is spammable. What holds it back is well, that it's not really usable in quad. Like, it doesn't really make sense. In trio, not really as well. In duo, fair, you can use it there, but yes, that's what holds him back from being phenomenal. And also the detections. No, even no, it's not good. It's very good. Nah. Well, it's only usable in solo and duo, and even then not in Fall No Frost, because well of the detections needed. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in good, just because of that. Fix the detections minigunner. Yes. OP crowd control, bro. Infinite burn time. Basically a better pyromancer. And yeah, OP crowd. It's basically a ground spotlight technician. Alert, alert, DPS machine. Yes, this tower is very good. As I previously said, I like the early game Crook Boss variant more, but no denying that this one's better. Yeah, it deals roughly 450 DPS, I believe. On max level, obviously. Without goons, with goons, it's even more. And the goons also pack some hit points because it's the golden variant, and they also do more damage. And the range is not that good, but it has flying and it is hidden, so yeah, not bad. Usable in frost runs, usable in quad runs. Phenomenal. Golden Scout. Good. Probably the best early game, but falls off after early game. Basically wasting a tower slot after early game keeps it from this. Like, there are towers that transition into mid game and end game even after being relevant in mid game. Engineer. Yes, engineer, just better. Even saboteur transitions well into mid and late game. Even cowboy, cowboy mid game fair because of the eco. I'm gonna probably sell it in late game at some point, but yeah, good, still good, solid option. Cowboy, good. Just because it's once again a eco damage dealing tower, got nerfed. But 12 placement limit, very good in Badlands 2. Badlands 2 is phenomenal. I tried it, it's very good, even better than the first variant, in my opinion. Not the first, the previous variant, but for everything else, I mean, I wouldn't use it in trio or quad. I'd use farm, because people are just gonna use early game towers, and well, cowboy, to have its full potential, has to attack alone to get its full eco potential. And if there's like 2 other early game towers, well, good luck getting your eco ready by solid mid game to have a good eco. And that's why it's not very good or phenomenal. It's good, and also because of the detections. Only gaining it at level 3, it's more pricey. Cost efficiency not that good. Yeah, only having hidden, still good though. Prime Golden Soldier. Prime Golden Soldier, yeah. Bro, give it back lead and it's going straight to phenomenal or very good. And bro, I don't know why, but it got its fire rate nerfed so much on its later levels where it had full auto. It had 0.08 previously, I don't know. Prime Golden Soldier, 24th September 2025. Bro, it was just so good, man. It was just so good. Like level 4, 0.1 burst, damage was, I believe, 12 or 14. Solid 140 DPS for not that much to max out. I don't know the exact thing, but max level was 14,000, and it had lead, and then lead got removed, but it was still good because it was a solid sub DPS. But then after that, in January, bro, I don't know what they did to it, but bro, what is this? They made it from being a burst tower in its early levels to a shit tower. Burst decreased to 2, burst cooldown to 0.3, basically eliminating the burst factor, but also making I don't know, it just wasn't good. Range decreased. Yeah, damage increased actually. Yeah, once again increasing the fire rate. Bro, it had 0.08 with burst, now it has 0.7. 0.17, sorry. Burst, but yeah, no, I just Prime Gold Sword was just better. Yes. Man, I love this tower so much when it was good. Give it lead. Like, it's still good, but not phenomenal. So, yes. Okay, the evolved towers. Is it good? Is it average? Probably this, which will probably change soon because they announced they're gonna buff it. But for its price, like, to buy it, bro, I don't know, man. It has worse cost efficiency than Golden Scout. Yeah, it's just not what it's supposed to be when it costs 4k gems and 10 grand coins. I don't know exactly. Yeah, 4.5 and 15,000 coins. Yeah, it has to be better, bro. Like, the infinite range thingy is only a thing after you're in mid game probably, so if that would be the case in early game, insta or this. But and also, bro, why do you give it flying detection when Golden Scout has lead? Please give this thing lead. We already have Golden Soldier for flying in the early game. We do not need another tower for this. Give it lead detection. Give it lead and make its infinite range thing on early levels, and it's gonna be around here, worth its price. But now it's just I don't know, man. Average. Juggernaut. I believe I do not have to say anything about this. OP DPS. One is a boss shredder variant and the other variant is just a main DPS and also support tower. Cost efficiency actually not that bad. Yeah, good investment, phenomenal investment. And yeah, that's all for the evolved towers for now. Moving on, we got the event towers, which I'll only rate the ones that I own, and the first one to be the one that I own is Commando, and it got buffed recently and then nerfed a bit. The buffed version very good, nerfed version good, just because its damage got kinda gutted again, but yeah. Solid sub DPS, the missiles actually stun, and yeah, that's about it. Solid mid game, actually has pierce, but not really a main DPS. It has flying detection, so it can also be used against flying enemies. Bro, if this tower had lead at max level, phenomenal, bro. Lead flying hidden for a sub DPS, I mean, I'd like to see it. It wouldn't be OP, it would just be very good. Yeah, but currently, good. Solid option, still. I do not own Gladiator, I do not own Slasher, Frostbite, Toxic Gunner, pew, pew, pew. Very good. Set it on random and you're gonna have a very good day in the early game, and for mid and late game, the defense mouth and slowness is also very good. I mean, you can even pair this thing with hacker slowness and you're enemies are gonna move like 30% slower, and the defense math is just, it's very good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this tower. Only thing holding it back is not having hidden, but it has lead and flying, which is good. Very good. Yes, that's about it. Very good tower. Would definitely recommend buying it. What do we have? What do we have? I have firework. Sorry, but bro, this tower, it was up here, then it went here, and now it's here. Bro, if it wasn't enough to kill its firework combo thingy with a saboteur and shotgunner and soldier, which made it relevant, I mean, at that point it would still have been in good, because the detection buff was actually good as well. But now they halved the detection time on every level. So from max level like 30 seconds it went to 15, and that's shit. Like proper shit. You cannot do anything with 15 seconds detections. You can actually look. Oh, actually it's 20. Still, shit. Bro, this tower is now unusable for combos and detections. Sorry. I mean, it's not horrible, because, well, it still has its fireworks and detections are still there, but they're not good. Yeah. And that's all I have to say about it. Biologist. I was always in a good spot. Never really OP or phenomenal or very good. Never bad. Solid early game to mid game. It has its different flowers with the confusion and poison. Yeah, solid option. Nothing wrong with it. Not the most OP tower, which is fair and good. Ooh, Warlock, baby. One of my favorite towers. Would I use it more than Commando? Probably. Okay, so the main problem with Warlock is its consistency, because of its melee ability, like its ability to damage enemies in melee range, which forces it. If an enemy gets into the melee range, you're forced to attack this enemy, meaning using this tower as your only DPS not gonna work, because you're gonna leak shit ton. What makes it good or very good is its damage output, and its detections are also not bad. It has hidden and lead at max level, so not bad. The price is also reasonable, like max level is not that pricey, 25k. Cost efficiency is decent. Or alright, I suppose. And there is a bug with Warlock, or maybe it's intended, I don't know. Anyways, I can show you this. Yeah, I will show you. And that's why it's very good. Phenomenal if it would be consistent, but it's not. And I hope they don't remove this damage buff, because then it go into this category. Like, in my opinion, this tower is allowed to deal heavy damage in a trade-off for lack of consistency, because, well, you deal heavy damage, but that doesn't matter anything if you don't have consistency in your loadout. So yes, it's not a brain dead option to take. It's still needs some tactical thinking, and that's why it's supposed to be in the spot, in my opinion, and it's supposed to stay there. Please do not nerf or fix this bug. Please do not. Thank you. Firework tech, also very good. Got its max damage nerfed by like 2, not that deep. OP crowd control, set it on random and you have a good day. Price is good, cost efficiency is good, nothing wrong with this tower. Can expose hiddens, but if you're setting it on random, not that effective. And if you want this tower to be viable, well, you have to set it on random, so kinda makes this exposure thing irrelevant in most cases, but still nice add-on. Nothing wrong with it. Very good tower. And yeah, that's about it. That's all the event towers I have, and yeah, that was the official Ravonin tower ranking of all towers that I own in TDS. And I hope you liked my in-depth ranking, and if you disagree or have some discussion points, I mean, feel free to let me know. I'll answer to it. And yeah, I hope you like this one, and I'll see you in the next one.